Hello and welcome back to another episode of Devotional. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be talking about the type of confidence that attracts in a secure man. Now, one of the biggest things that I see hyper-independent women doing when they want to attract a secure man, they're entertaining these boys who are making them second guess themselves, making them feel like they have to be somebody else to be loved and that they have to stay in their hyper independence. But this is the thing. If you want a secure man, you have to start showing up as a secure woman. Now, in this episode, we are going to dissect the false confidence that you've been taught, whether it be online, whether it be from your own narratives, your own experiences around what it actually means to show up in true, authentic confidence. And it's not what you think. It's not like the baddie energy. I mean, you are a baddie, but it's not the baddie energy of like, I don't give a fuck, I don't care. Like, it's nothing like that, actually. In fact, a secure man, he loves a woman who is true to her emotions and her feelings and who can be honest about it, who can articulate her feelings. And so this is what we're going to be going through today. And let me know which one resonates with you. You might feel a little bit lovingly called out today, but you need it because shit has to change, okay? We're not entertaining these types of men who are not giving you what you need, girl. Okay, now look, I'm not knocking men because your girl loves men. So what I want you to walk away with from this episode is you having the permission slip, and you don't need it from me, but having the permission slip to actually get in touch with your emotions and be honest about it with your potential partner or with your partner, okay? Because the secure man, he likes realness. He likes the truth, even if the truth is heavy, even if the truth requires work. So let's get into it. Okay. So as I said, the key to this episode is we're going to be dismantling the fake version of confidence. Okay. Most high capacity women have been taught and replace embodiment with reactional confidence. Okay. And so one of the biggest things I fucking see is many women think that they're confident, and yeah, there's parts of them that are, but they're mixing up their confidence. They're mistaking their confidence with this armor that they have around their heart of, okay, like I'm not going to allow him to see me upset or see me angry, or I'm not going to allow him to know that his behavior really hurt me. Girl, I say this so lovingly, but if you cannot tell your person that either you're interested in or the man that you're with right now how you're feeling, if you're worried about his response, whether it be abandoning you, whether it be rejecting you, or whether it be just his response, if he's not able to respond in an emotionally mature way, you're not with the right person, okay? Now, I want to preface this because, like, I know in relationships, there is area for growth, okay? If you have someone who is trying to understand you and they're making the effort to improve their communication and be open to your feelings and receiving them, that's different. And you're going to know the difference because you're going to see how they're showing up for you. But if you are protecting yourself, quote unquote, protecting yourself from his response, then that just tells me that you're not feeling safe in the relationship, nor are you feeling safe within yourself, because there's that protector side that coming out saying it's not safe to feel, or you're going to feel it, but you're not going to feel it in front of him and he's not going to know. And I just want you to think about this long term. Say you want to marry this person. So are you going to go your entire life feeling this way? Because let me tell you, maybe right now this is what you want because your emotions are high. It might be new to you and exciting. But down the line, that piece of it is going to go away, and that's going to turn into resentment because you're feeling like you can't be yourself in the relationship. And let me tell you, when you start to feel resentment towards your partner, potential partner, whoever it is, you are going to feel like you cannot be fully expressive in your intimacy with them. Okay? So I want you to think about this long term. Now, as we're on the topic of confidence versus armoring yourself and protecting yourself, I want you to think about, like, when was the first time that you felt like you couldn't express yourself because you had to maintain a relationship? So maybe that was with your parents. Like, I've had many clients come to me. I have a lot of clients who are very independent women, very successful women, very strong women. And they have this, I see this pattern with a lot of them where they've had a really strong independent mom, whether their mom was divorced from the father or she was the breadwinner in the relationship. And they saw that their mom was carrying so much, like emotionally, like she was carrying the weight of the family. She was carrying the financial burdens. And then on top of that, she was taking care of the kids. And us as children, we're so smart. So I have many clients who've come to me and told me, I've just seen my mom go through so much that I didn't want to express myself. If something was hurting me or if I was upset or angry, I didn't want to place more of a burden on her. And this is the language that they're using. I didn't want to be a burden. I didn't want to bother her. And my love, I need you to understand this, that you were never a burden. Like, you were a child. And think about it, as children, unless we're taught, but even if we're taught, like, these early stages in life, we don't know what the fuck is happening. We feel these overwhelm of emotions. Kids sometimes don't know how to regulate themselves because they're growing human beings. And they're not taught that in the womb, right? And if you have healthy parents, like, maybe they're teaching you that too, but still, it's like, it's such a crucial phase in kids' lives where they don't know how to manage their emotions. And that's just never something that a child should have to carry on their own. So this is why I really want to emphasize to you that if you have these patterns that trace back to childhood, whether it be from your parents, whether it be from a relationship as well too, because maybe you're someone who's been in a relationship and you have felt like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to tell my partner about how I'm feeling because he has so much going on and I don't want to bother him. He's so stressed out already. And like, I get that so deeply. Like, I remember I wasn't in a great relationship, but I just remember that anytime that I brought up a feeling that I had or there was conflict happening with a past partner of mine, like, he would say things to me like, oh, like, it's my day off. It's the weekend and you're going to start it like this. And I just remember feeling like, oh my gosh, like, fuck, like, it's his day off and I'm pissing him off. And I hated it. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so I can't bring things up on the weekend. Like, what kind of fucking rule is that? But psychologically, I was thinking, okay. And I mean, me as a person, I'm not someone who can hide my feelings. I have to say something. Maybe, and I think that is a good thing because, and it all depends on the way that you express it as well too. But anyway, I'm just giving you an example of how I felt like I had to armor myself. And I used to think like, oh yeah, like I'm not going to let this bother me. And I'm going to show him that I'm so confident and that nothing that he does like phases me. But really, everything that was fucking happening, I was like, fuck, this is bothering me, but I'm just not going to say anything because I'm a cool girlfriend. I'm the cool girlfriend. And it would only last so long until I fucking blew up. And so I was training myself to feel like, oh yeah, like I'm so confident. When really, your girl was just suppressing her emotions and silencing her voice. And I don't want you to do that because secure men, and let me tell you, I'm telling you from fucking experience with past exes, with current people in my life. I'm not in a relationship right now, but I have really healthy men in my life, whether they're friends, whether they're potentials, and they are able to hold big emotions. Okay, healthy, secure men want to know if you're not okay. They really do. And as much as you might not think that they don't want to know, the man that loves you wants to fucking know if you're okay. Okay? So again, I know where this false sense of confidence can build from because I've been through it myself, just like I shared in the story just now. But let me tell you, that false sense of confidence, the armor that you put up and you're calling it confidence, it's not sustainable. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up with the wrong person. And I don't want that for you. Trust me, I've been there, and it's not worth it. And you don't deserve that. Okay? So, the secure man, he wants you to express your feelings. Now, there is a way to express your feelings to somebody who's secure. A secure man is looking for, like, okay. Now, I want to rephrase that because, like, I'm gonna tell you what this man wants, but I don't want you to take what I'm saying and then have it become a performative action for you. Okay? Because one thing that a secure man also knows is that as women, we are sensitive in very different ways than men. Okay? We are more emotional beings. Like this is just, it's been proven biologically that our brains are actually wired differently. And so your secure man, he wants to know that you're able to, like, instead of attacking him when you have a conflict or there is something that is bothering you, like, he's not aligned with passive aggressiveness, like little jabs. That's not what he's looking for, okay? Like, a secure man will appreciate you coming to him and saying, hey, when you said this or when you did this, it made me feel this way. Or this brought up a trigger for me, and I want to let you know because I love you. I know it wasn't your intention to hurt me, but this is what it brought up for me. And so what can we do moving forward together as a unit to prevent this from happening, to prevent, like, me feeling like this, but also, like, what's going to support you so that this action doesn't happen again or that you don't say that again. Right? And again, approaching it from a space of, like, not attacking him, but expressing how you feel from your heart, from a calm place. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel like a lot of couples can go through these moments where they're in, like, heated arguments. Even the most secure of people can get into those arguments. Now, the difference with that is how are you going to repair it? Okay? No relationship is perfect, but a strong relationship has extremely great communication skills. Okay? They're not them against them. It's not you against your partner. It's you guys against the trigger. It's you guys against the conflict. It's you guys against the problem. You guys as a unit together. Even if you're feeling like it is you against him, it just doesn't have to be like that. Now, I'm talking about this, like, when I say that, I'm speaking about, like, healthy, conscious relationships, not the relationship where, like, your man was cheating on you multiple times or he's using really vulgar language with you or abusing you, or, and, like, then yeah, it is fucking you against him and you need to get out of that ASAP. But I'm talking about relationships that are growing, okay? And again, a secure man, he's going to appreciate the repair part because, one, you're not running away from the issues or the conflict. You're being honest about what's happening for you, and you're not attacking him. You're thinking about it from a standpoint of, okay, how can we do this together as a unit and as individuals? How can we contribute to repairing this? And like I said, repair is one of the sexiest thing a secure man will see in you because he's going to see, wow, okay, this really hurt her. Or, you know, we had this big conflict and she's not attacking me. She's responding from a place of emotional maturity. Because one thing with guys is like they don't like drama. And I'm not saying that you're dramatic, okay? There might be times where you have big emotional responses to something, and I want you to be compassionate with yourself. But those big emotional responses, it's really important to look at that and say, wow, okay, like how can I handle this better next time? And this is coming, by the way, someone who was like the queen of huge emotional responses to like everything at one point. And like I said, your secure man, he's going to appreciate the way that you speak to him, because one thing about men in general is one of the number one things that they want to feel is respected. Okay? They want to feel respected. They want to contribute to you. They want to know what's happening for you. So stop trying to armor your heart, and I want you to start trusting yourself in vulnerability. Because if you're too busy worrying about, oh my gosh, this is going to hurt me, and again, that's a valid worry, but with any relationship, there is risk that you're going to get hurt. There is that uncertainty of, okay, well, what's going to happen? And that's where your trust in yourself, your trust in your man too. And if you believe in a higher power, your trust in your higher power, that everything is working out for you. Okay? Men can feel, secure men especially can feel when a woman trusts herself and when a woman trusts him as well too. And I know that that can be hard, especially if you're somebody who has trust issues. I think all of us have trust issues to a certain extent. But if you're somebody who has extensive trust issues, that is something that you need to work on. And it doesn't mean that, like, I really want to emphasize on this, like, it does not mean that if you have trust issues that you can't be with a secure man. Okay, secure man is going to see, okay, well, I see that she has some trust issues. Like, let's get curious about that. Like, he's going to ask you questions around, okay, well, where is this coming from? What do you need to feel safe? And you have to be honest about that, because I know there's a lot of clients that I've seen where they've had a man ask them these questions and they've responded of like, no, like, I'm good. No, that didn't bother me, when really, like, they're coming to session and they're like, I literally was fuming when he said that, but I didn't want him to know, because I didn't want him to know that he has a hold on me. So you got to put that aside, girlfriend, because like, you're not staying true to yourself, and you're doing a disservice to your relationship, to him as well too, because you're not giving him the opportunity to show up for you. And you're also not giving yourself the opportunity to feel. And like I said, it is a risk when you are with somebody. It's a risk that you're going to get hurt. But the pivot I want you to make, this mindset shift, and maybe it's a mantra that you start repeating, is like, I fucking just, like, it's simple, but I trust myself to get myself through whatever life throws at me, especially when it comes to relational stuff. Because if you're constantly feeling like you can't trust anybody, you're not, what that really is rooted in is like, you're not trusting yourself. And you might be like, Sam, what the fuck? Like, no, there's like just fucked up people out there. And like, yeah, there is. And I'm not saying that you have to go trust everybody, but you have to give people the opportunity to show you that they can trust you, or that you can trust them. And a secure man is going to want you to let him in. Because if you don't, he is going to be carrying all of the emotional labor of the relationship, because he's going to feel on an energetic level, because he's so deeply rooted in his masculinity, that your presence, okay, yeah, like maybe you're physically there, but he's going to feel that your whole entire presence isn't actually there, because there's still that part of you that just doesn't trust. Okay? So I need you to start practice trusting yourself, start practice being in vulnerability and the discomfort of it, and notice what happens in your body. Like, when you are feeling like, oh my gosh, okay, like I want to have this conversation about how I'm feeling to my man or to my potential partner or the person that you're talking to, whoever it is, like, I want you to pay attention to the sensations that happen in your body instead of overriding them and saying, oh, like, I'm okay. Okay, so when you have the conversation, maybe you sit down with him and you're like, hey, like, this is what's bothering me. This is why. Let's fix it together. And his response, when you receive his response, how is your body responding? Okay, do you feel nervous when you're talking? Is your voice getting shaky? Do you feel like an inner collapse? Do you feel frozen? Do you feel like there's a ball stuck in your throat? Okay, these are all normal. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, but it is important to pay attention to like, okay, well, I'm not feeling safe right now, or I'm having a nervous system response. And then I need you to just breathe and just notice like, okay, yeah, I feel like I can't breathe right now, or my heart is beating extremely fast. And then slow your presence down, like slow your breath down. Maybe you're touching his hand and you're looking into his eyes. Bring presence into your body and bring him into that as well too, because a secure man is going to see, wow, she's experiencing an overwhelming emotion and she's reaching out to me to co-regulate. She's talking to me from a place of her heart, and I can see that there's emotions coming up. So I want her to feel like she can express her emotions. And especially if you're making that initiative to like reach out your hand and talk to him while you're expressing something that upset you, it's very co-regulating, but it also shows him like, okay, she's very grounded in who she is, because even though she's feeling this, she's still extending tenderness. And I'm not saying that you have to do this all the time. I'm not saying that you have to be tender when you're expressing your anger or whatever. But I think that there is a certain aspect to being gentle and soft when you are communicating things. And you can be gentle and soft and direct at the same time. So, yeah. Okay. So now, as we're on the topic of false confidence, a lot of very independent women can put on this facade of like they don't need anything. Okay? A secure man, he can appreciate your independence. Okay? He loves seeing you doing your thing and killing it. Okay? And when you're with him, he wants you to just relax. He wants to take care of shit. He wants you to receive. And yes, of course, you're going to be giving as well too. Like, you're not just sitting back and receiving. But for a lot of women who are hyper independent, very successful in their careers, it can be a really hard switch to turn off when you go into a relationship, because like maybe like that's what you've been praised for in your career, from your family, of like, wow, she's, look at my, like, I know this is a huge thing in like the Indian culture and probably other cultures too, where it's like they will, like, parents will like boast about how hardworking you are, how independent you are, and it's great, like they're doing it because they're proud of you. But then you can start to associate that with like, okay, fuck, like I have to perform at a very high level to be praised, to be loved, to be appreciated. And again, like this, first of all, parents are not doing this they're not doing this on purpose to like make you feel this way, but psychologically that's just kind of what happens on a psychological level. And so you might think that you have to do that in your relationship with a secure man, and absolutely not. Like, the secure man, he wants to devote to you. He really does. It is such a beautiful thing. I saw this quote today. It was from that guy. Oh my God, what's his name? Mark, is his name Mark the Poet? I don't fucking know. But it was like, basically, he said something about when you find a love who wants to like give more than take. Like, that is a secure man, because a secure man, he's in his leadership, he's in his devotion, he's in his loyalty, and it's like him showing up for you fills him up. And probably vice versa. Like, I know when I'm deeply in love with somebody, I want to do really nice things for them. And I'm like, I want to receive as well too, because I think for a lot of women who are independent and have been just so used to doing things on their own, or they've had to like prove themselves in their career, prove themselves in their family, sometimes there can be like an overcompensating of like gift giving, of words of affirmation, and like being available all the time too, that can feel like very proving. There's a differentiation between devotion and proving and performance. So you're a secure man, like he wants to contribute to your life, but you have to let him. Okay? You have to let him, because, and like even like, okay, let's just relate this back to intimacy. I was just recently on a podcast, and one of the podcasters asked me questions. He brought something up around like, oh, sometimes men do things, sometimes men go down on women and they don't want to. And sometimes they do things that they don't want to in the bedroom because they want to please their woman or whatever. And that may be true. Like, I'm sure that that's true for some men. But the guys that I've been with in the bedroom just want to make sure that you're taken care of. Can you receive that? And let me tell you, your secure man, like, he's gonna be considerate in intimacy. Because, one, he's thinking about how you feel on an emotional level. And he's also thinking about, like, your physical needs. And men fucking get off on pleasuring you. And it can be an ego thing sometimes too. And that's okay, because they're just like, like, I made her feel like that. Or like, yeah, like I made her come. Or like, whatever it is. Because they want to know that they're good at it. And so your secure man, not only does he want to devote to you outside of the bedroom, he wants to devote to you under the sheets too. And I know a lot of women can feel like they want to put his needs first. And I think that that's great. I think each person who's like being intimate, like the man, your man and you, or vice versa, that you guys should both want to please each other. It shouldn't be a one-way street. Nothing should be a one-way street. And so like, I just know that a lot of women have struggled to let themselves enjoy it, let themselves receive it, because again, it's like relating back to their conditioned performance, or like feeling like they have to give up more or give more to feel worthy. And also too, like, to feel like, okay, I don't want him to leave me, so I have to like outperform him. Okay, let's talk about the outperforming too with this. Okay, a secure man. Now, I've worked with a lot of women who are very competitive. Okay, and again, these are like the profile of the woman who's independent, who has her own, and there's a smidge of competition. Girl, let me tell you, okay, it's great that you have healthy competition. But when it comes to being with a man who's secure, he doesn't want you to compete with him. You guys are not against each other. Okay? You're not against each other. You guys are equals. So I want you to pay attention to, and this could show up subtly, okay? Like maybe there's games night, and I guess this one's a little bit more playful. Like if it's a games night and you want to like kick your man's ass, like, okay. But again, like we want to be respectful of that. And I think a big thing too with secure men, and just like anybody who's like healthy, is like in public when you are with people, whether it be at a games night or at a party or whatever it is, like neither of you should be putting each other down, whether it be a joke or not, because we all know that there's truth in many jokes. And jokes can be a very like passive aggressive way of putting somebody down. And so the secure man doesn't see that as cute or playful. Okay? He knows that there's something deeper than that does hold truth from your side. And he would rather you actually talk about it with him in private, one-on-one, instead of showcasing like, oh, like, yeah, like I'm making fun of my man and I'm above my man. And I see that happen a lot. Like I see, and I've been guilty of this in the past, many years ago. Like and I think too is because like that was just like the dynamic of our relationship, was just like poking fun at each other. And sometimes that can be playful. I think it really depends on the subject. But I've also seen a lot of couples where they're like joking around and speaking about one another in a very like derogative way, or or just talking down to them in like a joking way. And it's not cute. It doesn't signify that like you're a unit to other people. In your relationship, like, and this is something that the secure man values, is that like your relationship is between you guys, and that people on the outside should like know, whether they know indirectly from little jokes or jabs, or like full on know about your relationship and your conflicts. So I want you to keep that in mind, because again, like I said, it's a very common through line for high performing women who have very successful careers, because they're so competitive, and that can be so motivating in a workplace or in your business. But when it comes to your relationship, like, absolutely not. Okay, so speaking of hyper independence, now hyper independence is something that is learned as a survival technique, and it can just become like your baseline. And I get it, like sometimes you have to be in hyper independence to like for your actual living and well-being. That's fine if you have to do that in your business, if you have to do that in other areas of your life, go ahead. But when it comes to attracting a secure man, being hyper independent it's something that can repel them. So I'm going to explain why. Secure men, like I said, like they want to pour into you. They want to contribute to your life. Okay? And it's not that they don't think that you can't do it. They know you can do anything that you want to, anything that you put your mind to. They know that you're going to do it. But they want to pour into you. And when you cannot allow them to do that, or you feel like you can do it better than them, this is another thing that comes up. Oh my goodness, where you feel like you can always do something better than him because you're the independent woman. Girl, I love you, but you need to stop doing that, because again, that just creates the competition dynamic, and you are subconsciously telling him that he's not enough. And that's going to actually follow you guys into your intimacy in the bedroom. Okay? I share this with you because I've just seen it tear relationships apart, where the man is trying to show up for his woman, and there's no space for him. And he wants space in your life. Like, that's the thing, is he wants space in your life. So these are the things that I really want you to be aware of as someone who is a hyper independent woman. I get why you are the way you are. But with a secure man, I want you to know that it's safe to soften, and that it's so safe for you to just let him in. Even if there's uncertainty, even if you're unsure, even if it takes a while for you to like warm up to softening, just take it step by step and allow yourself to do so. Now, this is something that I have been helping so many women move through, and I help men as well too. And if you're somebody who is having these challenges in your love life, and you're feeling like, damn, like I really need a secure man, and you're saying you need a secure man, but then you're not really allowing the secure man to show up for you and pour into you, well, this is where my work comes in. I want to invite you to DM me, send me a message, and let's explore how my work is going to change your life, quite literally. And I have tons and tons of resources for you, but I love personalizing people's plans, because I love to have really in-depth individualistic plans, because everybody's experience is so intersectional and it's just so different. And I want you to get to know yourself on a deeper level, even if it requires discomfort. Your integration piece is the most important part of your journey, and you can be so fucking self-aware of your tendencies but not have that application part. Now, this is simple stuff, but it's not easy. And I know for myself that I continue to benefit from having a mentor by my side, in my ear, really showing me where my gaps are, because sometimes I can't see my blind spots. And I'm okay admitting that, because that's what makes me a great mentor as well too, because I have my own. And I learn from that, and I learn from beautiful mentors who have just shone their light on like, okay, Sam, like this is actually what's happening. I'm like, damn, So I want to be that for you. Okay? Come into my one-on-ones and we're going to have an amazing time and you are going to find the man of your motherfucking dreams. I will see you on the next episode. Have the best day, night, whenever you're listening to this, and I love you. Don't forget, if this resonated with you, to share it with someone who needs to hear this, or send me a DM on Instagram and tell me exactly which part resonated. I love hearing about your feedback and what resonated because it helps me to produce more content and be of service to you in ways that are going to benefit you. So send me a DM. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode.